The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
You are listening to the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 beer with a sports talk and a whole lot more. We are part of the Belly Up Sports Network. Listen in as Brent and Dave invite you to belly up to the bar with them to talk about everything in the world of sports, just like you would do at your favorite watering hole. It's sports, beer, and shenanigans, so belly up to the bar with us, grab a beverage, and let's get into it. The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 beer with sports talk and a whole lot more, episode number 375 on this February the 19th, 2024. Tonight's show, as always, is brought to you by SeatGeek.com and the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420pod over there at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on your first purchase. Remember, we are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Go to BellyUpSports.com for all their great articles and other great podcasts, such as the Sports Soul podcast, Rise the Occasion, and one of my favorites, as always, the guys over at Craft Brewed Sports. They're still plugging away over there on a good time on every Tuesday night, so make sure you guys check those guys out. And thank you, everybody who makes this part of their day each and every day, whether it be on YouTube or on the podcast form of the show, wherever it is you get your podcast. Obviously, you listen to podcasts, you know where you're listening to us, so whatever it is, there it is. Dave, Family Day weekend across Alberta, President's Day across the United States, lots of holiday things going on, but there was nothing more important than the Hockey Through the Ages tournament out in my hometown of Fort Macleod over the weekend. I got called off the reserve list. A good friend of the show, a longtime friend of both of ours, Wes Stockton, came up with a hamstring injury. First, old man, what happened, 52 years old, blew out his hammy, and that was it. I got called off the reserve list and got thrown into action on Saturday afternoon out there in Fort Macleod to play some hockey. It's always good to go back to your hometown and get involved in something like that, man. It was a good time.
Well, it's good to hear. After talking with Mike on Thursday there, it was a possibility. I was going to come out there, see how you guys did, but obviously you guys didn't come out to Tabor to watch me curl, so why would I drag my ass out to Fort Macleod to watch you guys
push and
play
shove,
hockey?
there it is. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you scratched my back, but nonetheless, no, I had you guys in my thoughts, but yeah, I didn't have a. It's not just to drive out to Fort Macleod to come on and root and support my buddies. It'd be the sack of shit on the couch the next day when it's just one more turns into 8 more, and I got an angry wife and a hungover husband.
Well, that was just it. When I got called into action, I was laying on the couch here on Saturday afternoon, and the phone rang and everything. You got to come play. I said, fine, whatever. And I was like, oh, geez. I wasn't planning on going back to Macleod until about 7 o'clock when the cabaret started. So I got called into action a little bit early and got called in to play defense in a 2-1 Team Oilers victory. I was actually a +2 in that game. We had a lot of fun. But and then the next day was funny because how that tournament works, it's when there's a penalty, it goes on to the end of the game for a penalty shot. And it goes by age, and I was the next up the way that the tournament worked, because in game 4, I was next up for the oldest to youngest to put her away. And so at the break, it was only 2 25-minute running periods. And it was 3-3 after at the break, and it went to shootout. I was the guy that was going to be shooting.
Oh, the oldest has to shoot first.
Yeah. So, but we already used a couple other guys who were older than me for the previous games, and so I was going to be the next one up. I was like, boys, you might want to figure this one out before we go to overtime, because you're not going to want the game on Brent Radlinski's tape to finish this one off. But we ended up giving up empty net goal and everything else. But it would have been me if we would have scored one with the guy pull. But a lot of money was raised. It was a good event all in all. I had a great time, and Sticky was full. That was always a good thing to watch. He was.
I love it when Sticky gets full.
No, it was a lot of laughs. Brad Dersh was out there on Friday night, and just the people and stuff. And it was it's a great event that they do every other year to make money for the community. You know, we had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and it doesn't get too serious. Like you go out there and you compete and you try to win, but nobody gets too upset if they don't. There's nobody punching anybody in the face or anything else. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad you had fun. And like I mentioned to you and Mike, the town and community of Fort Macleod, you guys you guys get back, you get together once, twice a year to do these get-togethers, and there's always a great turnout. The fact that you guys can get 4 teams to give their time. 8 teams?
Yeah.
I thought it was 4 teams.
8, man.
Holy Christ. How deep are the benches?
There's 9 forwards and 4 defensemen plus a goalie on each team. So 15 players per team.
Holy Christ. That's ridiculous. Getting 120 odd people to make their time. Like
plus and fans and parents and things and stuff. No, it's a great event. They must have raised another $50,000 this year for they're trying to get some new outdoor playing fields out in Fort McLeod, and things kind of went the wayside during the COVID years and everything else. So it's a great event, but it was good. But Dave, something that caught my eye was away from the professional sports over the weekend. Like I said, my focus was on the Fort McLeod Oilers. We had the team colors on there, but something that caught my eye, I think it was on Friday, and I kind of forgot about it. He sent me that link today from the guys over at 32 Thoughts Podcast, Jeff Merrick and Elliot Friedman. Great podcast. You guys don't listen to that's a hockey one. Obviously, if you listen to ours, you probably listen to theirs. But the Nashville Predators had a trip booked to go to watch U2 at the Sphere, a day off, on and on it went. And they were playing there, I think, on tomorrow night, I think it was. And the concert was on Sunday and blah, whatever it was. But in general, the Nashville Predators have not been playing very good hockey. They're in a rebuild year, and so on it goes. But they canceled the trip. They canceled the concert, and the trip was supposed to include all the staff that the Predators have, the off-ice staff, not just the players. And Andrew Brunette and who's the GM there now? He's been long time there.
Torts.
Not Tortorella.
No, Torts. Barry Trotz.
Barry Trotz.
Trouts, yeah.
He says, no, we're horseshit. I'm canceling the trip. That's it. Basically being a parent grounding the kids for bad behavior. I was like, when I first heard that, I go, you're going to have a bunch of pissed off players for the rest of the season. But what do those players care? They're probably not going to be there when the rebuild's done. And so I was like, well, maybe that's what you got to do. Because if these guys want to be National Hockey Leaguers, then maybe you got to get your dick slapped a little bit now and then. So what was your thoughts when you first heard of the story, and how would you have reacted if you were Barry Trotz?
Well, the way I understand, like the players had asked, like, can we leave right after the game against Dallas, get to Vegas a night early, and then we can all go to the Sphere. And they were like, it was going to be an organizational party. Like everybody was going, like the players, the wives, the staff. I don't know how many people that is. And then they laid
hundreds of people.
Yeah. And they laid an egg against Dallas. I'll quickly look up the score. That was on Friday. That was on, they won on Saturday. So that must, sorry. This is bad now. I should have looked this up. But anyways, they got their ass handed to them by, I think it was Dallas last week. And Trouts said
St. Louis.
Oh, it was St. Louis. He goes, you guys didn't even put out a fucking effort. Burnett himself said, like, I think the team, we had such a shitty effort because we were in holiday mode. Holiday mode? Like the All-Star game was just 2 fucking weeks ago. You had a 5-day break, and just because you're looking towards a little getaway, that's no excuse to putting up a fucking egg in front of the home fans. And, when we say rebuilding year, like they're still licking the jar for a wild card. I think they're right there. Like they're
6 out or something. That could be.
Yeah, it's not ridiculous. It's not a lost season by that, but they're by no means a cup contender, but they can make the playoffs. And they've been a remarkably competitive team since they got into the league. And, when I first heard it, it's like, oh, Jesus, that's a hard ass. But then again, when I listened to Elliot Friedman explain it, and just, he wasn't talking to Trouts there. He was talking to someone else. He's like, well, someone said once, if you're going to suck on the road. Don't suck in front of your home fans.
100%.
No, this is a message to the team. Like, I don't give a fuck what's 1-2 days ahead. Like, we do not disrespect our fans like this and lay an egg because we want to go and have a little bit of fun.
Well, and the thing is that the NHL is still a gate-driven league, right? With the revenue that they make compared to, like, 'cause they don't make a ton of money off their TV deals and everything else, or merchandise. Like, they still need to get people to come into the building, and they give a very good game day experience there in Nashville. But it doesn't matter how great the game day experience is. Nobody, we said it 1,000 times on this show, nobody ever pays to watch your team lose, especially at home. So they're going to say, you know what? Because all of a sudden then that revenue's gone, and the beer sales are gone, and ticket sales, and the stuff, and the things, and that's revenue every game. So all of a sudden you don't have those guys coming to the game anymore, no matter how great Tootsie's is before the game, just down the street from the Goodyear Arena, I think it's called, out there in Nashville. When the team doesn't put an effort in, you're not getting my dollars. Because they're my hard-earned dollars. Yeah, you'll get the season ticket holders and the suite holders because those are already paid for. But the guys in the 200 levels, and even season ticket holders say, you know what, fuck it, I ain't going. And beers are $12, $13 or $15, whatever it might be. That's all revenue you ain't getting. And so they say, you know what, I ain't going. I've had enough. If we're not going to put an effort in, I know it's a rebuild year, but you know what, the game is if it's like actually secondary, I ain't going.
Right. And like you mentioned there a couple of times, like when you lose, like losses happen, right? That's just, as a sports fan, you have to come to terms with the fact that your team is not going to win every game. Your team is not going to win every home game. But when you're there with an ass in seat, taking time out of your day, taking money out of your pocket, you better see a fucking effort. Because once the effort of the team is gone and you see that they don't care, why should I care when they don't care? And that's, maybe it is easy. I was just going to say it probably wasn't easy for Barry Trotz to say, like, fuck it, the trip is canceled. Maybe it is easy for him. I don't know. But, it's just not the players he's disappointing. He's disappointing the entire staff, and then, this is the teacher or whatever. Back in the day with when someone would fuck up on a drill. Okay, everybody drop your ball. Back and forth, like, let's run lines. Okay, I got your attention now. One guy fucks it up for everybody, and and that's what happened. The team fucked it up for everybody, and whether there's one guy or two guys or five guys that weren't putting out their maximum effort on that game, they're going to remember this going home, because not only did they let themselves down, they let all the players, all the people working in the office down too.
See, what I would have done if I was Barry Trotz and Andrew Brunette, so the staff's going, and whatever tickets you have, they're going to get the better tickets, because I should say the players are going to get better tickets than the Wiseman ticket, or whatever was done. But I would have like really stuck at these fuckers and right up their ass and said, they're going because they actually work harder than you do every day, daily for their job, and they want their jobs as a sports organization, working in sports and everything else. They actually had to not that athletes don't work hard to get their jobs. They 100% do. But these guys, they found a way to get into the sports world and everything else. They're going to go. They're going to go, and you're not. And they'll tell you about how great it was because they do their job to keep their jobs, because we can fire these fuckers. We can fire the ticket guy. We can fire this guy. We can fire that.
They're a lot more replaceable than you.
They're replaceable than the guy with your contract. We can't buy all you fuckers out. So you know what? I'm going to we're going to send the team. We're going to send the organization there. But you're going to sit home and suck on your thumb and practice, and because you guys didn't want to work hard. That's what I would have done. Looking back on this now.
Or fly everybody to Vegas and put the team in the room under curfew.
Put the team at Circus.
And everybody else, yeah, here you are. Yeah, fuck, 2 to a room, 2 double beds, fuck, no PlayStations, fuck. I'd imagine
2 double beds, 3 to a room, junior hockey style. You get a cot too.
Cot, yeah, 2 vets and a rookie.
Yeah, flip
you guys
who
fight it
gets
out.
what bed?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
But yeah, bring your PlayStation. Like, no online. Don't give them the Wi-Fi password. No data. Have to put your phones away. Like, just think about you. Just go to your room and think about what you've done.
Yeah, because you don't want to go down to Circus down to the fucking casino at the Circus. There's no getting around that. No, like it's too bad for the players. But I like it. I like There's we talk, and it's not just me and you talking about it. We talk about everybody talks about the entitlement that these athletes have nowadays in comparison. I mean, and there was entitlement back in the 80s as well. I mean, these guys were once you get to that level, you're pampered quite a bit. But now it's at a whole other level because these guys have so much money, and you get 2 contracts, you're set for life, right? And so like, what do they care? Like, what do they care? It's like you want to win, and obviously, like I said earlier, you're not. They like a lot of these guys when the rebuild's done, they won't. Cause I couldn't even name you 3 Nashville Predators right off the top of my head right now. Like I couldn't.
No,
so,
same.
And so 3 years down the road, when Barry Trotz has the rebuild to where they think they're a contender, most of those guys won't be playing for the team anyways. So what do the players care?
Well, even a bunch of them may, right? You know, you're trying not for like I'm guessing it's a younger team. Some of these guys will be there when the team turns it around. And Barry Trotz has a record of putting a quality product on the ice all the time. Guy clearly knows how to coach. He had Nashville there all the time. Won a cup with Ovechkin when no one else could do it. He's looking down the road, down. Not next week, not next month, but 2-3 years from now. And the guys that do stick around, the guys that the prospects that are there that aren't like the rookie that's not going to be able to go on that trip. Now he's like, fuck, that would have been nice. But now, like when he's on his second contract, now being a leader on the team, he's going to remember, like we don't fuck around here. We bring it every night when we're especially in front of the home fans.
Well, that's the thing that kind of boggles my mind when you like. I mean, fuck, you probably like you own the company that you work for, but there's days you mail it in. You know, you try, and you pretend a little bit, and you get thinking. I'm the same way, and like everything else. Everybody has days that you're not at the top of your game, but. The thing is that I don't think that a lot of these guys realize, and I've talked about this before, is that sometimes, for especially athletes, it's just over. Like you're done. Like you can't play forever, and it just and that this gets let out there a lot that you're just done. And these guys don't realize that at a young age. They think they're going to play until they're 35, 40 years old. When sometimes you know what, you're just not. And if your effort isn't there and you're not part of the rebuild, like if you're on a not a very good hockey team, your free agent status isn't going to get boosted very well. Like you got to do some pretty remarkable shit to get picked up to play for a team that's better. Yes, there might be a skill set that the team might want, but there's times where you're like, you're just not good enough to play in this league anymore. And now because the way the league is, the money and everything else, they pay higher end guys a lot more, so the salary cap implication, everything else. If you aren't doing something remarkable on a nightly basis in the National Hockey League, your fucking chances sticking around for a long time are very, very slim.
Yeah, the long time, big time money that's gone. Like that's every team has 1 or 2 of those, but not every team, right? And especially when you look at the bottom half of the salary, not even the bottom third of the guys on the thing. Those are very easily replaceable parts, right? That's why we have drafts. That's why we have a minor league system. Every team has one of you. So give us a reason that it's you.
That you stay in this league.
Yeah.
And not just on this team, to stay in this league.
To stay in this league, because, if you're not helping us, you're hurting us. How are you helping us? Right? And that means bringing maximum effort, maximum skill, maximum commitment to the job that you're here to do. And even these guys are professional athletes and they might think they're coach. It probably brought them back to like, Jesus, fuck. This is like when I was 13 years old and coach didn't take us out for Slurpees. Something like that.
Afterwards or whatever, Pizza Hut or whatever it could be.
Yeah, it's the most of basic punishment. But, and that's... I
like it. Like
so do I.
When I first heard it, I was like, geez, that's fucking kind of petty. And I went, no, fuck them.
Petty works, right? Fuck them. They're not going to forget that.
Because the way it sounded to me is that there was going to be a lot of money spent by the organization for this trip. And it's going to be a lot. And so they went, you know what? Why would I spend money? Why would I fucking treat these cocksuckers to something they don't deserve? Like, as petty as that sounds, it's true. Like, it's no different. Like, let's say if Jasper is acting up, and you guys were, you said you went to two guys last night, had some pizza, and during the day, if Jasper was being a bit of a schmuck, you went, you know what, we're not going.
It reminds me of back in the day. Like, that was the way my dad handed out justice, kind of thing. Like, when we were at a soccer tournament, and I can't remember where, but then we were going to be going on a team thing, and then doing something else, like going to swimming or an amusement park. And I was jackassing around. I don't think no more than any one of my buddies, but like, I was a kid. I can't remember. But what I do remember, we're going. As soon as supper was done, we were gone. And I didn't get to go to the amusement park with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
You know what? It was a petty. It was stupid. Like, you're there. No, just because we're here, it doesn't mean you get to do that. You're here to play soccer. And if you want to fuck around, you can go and just hang out with your mom and dad in the hotel room, which I didn't like that. It's not what I wanted to be doing.
And for our families, that was like back in the 80s and 90s. That was a financial thing, obviously, right? If you're gonna fuck around and find out. And now with these guys, it's a reward system in professional sports. Okay, because there is CBA, there is things they have to follow. You can't give and take too much and all it on, because there's certain days off you have to have. And I think the Nashville Predators, and I think this is a big wake up call for a lot of pro teams. Like, it's not a privilege, or nor is a privilege playing this league. I do have to do things properly. I do have to put effort in all the time. I can't just show up and just hope things happen. I know I at first I was against it, but then I was like, no, I like it.
Yeah, why not? You can do this on your own fucking time. Like we were going to make something fun, but if you don't want to earn it, if you want to, yeah. If the carrot is all your motivation, like when the carrot ceases to become a motivation, it is time for the stick. And the carrot wasn't money, the carrot was an experience, the carrot was something fun. And then it's like, oh fuck, we earned the carrot. Well, no, you haven't earned the carrot yet. We're not on the fucking plane yet, guys. Grab your gear. We'll see you at the airport at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Like, and you know what? And like, how do those players go home to their wives and say, we got grounded? We're not going to Vegas.
Who may have had the sitter lined up and the things, and like, so now
and the bags were packed
up and everything else. And now she's like, you didn't, like, you're getting your pee-pee slapped. So what does she think? I don't know how women think. Obviously, Dave, you and I don't have no idea how women think at the age of, I'm 49 and you're 52. Like, we have no idea how women think, but I'm going to make the assumption that those women were not happy with their husbands.
Oh, no. Mad. And like, first mad at the thing. And then it was like, so you're telling me we're not going to see you two in the Sphere tomorrow because you guys didn't try? Is that what you're telling me?
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think? I think UC Saros is a Predator. I think, right? Do you think UC Saros, who's their star? Do you think his wife went through the stats page and saw who didn't try, phoned that wife and said, "You got to talk to your husband," like this, or actually, did they usurp tickets? Because there must have been a block of tickets sold. Are the wives booking a trip? Says, I'm going anyway. I don't give a fuck.
It's not impossible, right? Like, and then just phone the travel secretary and say, like, save a block of 10. We're going. Like, I don't care.
20 wives went, and whoever else said, yeah, I'm going. And you know what? Now you can stay home and take care of the kids. How's that sound? Hey, I look after the kids. I take care of the house. You make money. I get it. And like, not NHL wives don't work and make like I'm not being that person at all. But fuck, man, if I was one of the wives, that's what I would do.
Oh fuck! And never mind the traveling secretary and his wife and whoever like amongst the staff that was going. The assistant general manager's wife. Like fuck that. Girls trip.
Girls trip. Girls trip. Because they always do the mom's trips, the dad's trips. You know what? And I don't even got to watch you assholes play. We're gonna go watch you two, and then we're gonna fly home. Fuck it. I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah. and give me your card. Like, well, here's the card.
I'm assuming that the wives all have a card in their Gucci purse. I'm going to make the assumption. I'm just
and I agree with that. But like, this one's on you, bitch. I'm going. Wives trip. Like, just like there's going to be a group thread.
Yeah, because the bags are packed, the trip's been going, how long they've been planning it, and then these players are like, well, I didn't want to play hard, or not they didn't want to, they just didn't, right? It's just that things didn't go well, and
didn't go well.
That would be quite the conversation. Like, you wonder how that came about. Was it the like you said earlier on? Was there a group message that went out, or did each player have to go home to their significant other and explain it? Because the group message is the easy one, because the group message, by the time the guy drove from Goodyear Arena home, the wife may have had a little bit of time to cool down.
Well,
or when did each player have to go to their significant other and say, honey, I got some bad news.
The way
we're not
Friedman,
going anymore.
The way Friedman described it is that they had planned on leaving that night after the game, so everybody would have been at the rink with their gear, and then
Trotz packed. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. And then just like Trotz just like, fuck you guys, you're not going. Fuck you. Send the wives. Like, maybe he did send the wives. I don't know. Because that was my understanding, because the Predators, I don't know if it was the players or the organization said, hey, this is a thing, you two, because we're playing on Saturday in Nashville. We don't play until Tuesday in Vegas. Let's leave right after the game as opposed to the next morning, and then we can go to U2, and then we have a day off, and then the game.
Who pays for the bird and everything? Because it's all fucking.
Well, I'd imagine it's a charter, right? So the charter doesn't care if they fly Saturday night or Sunday morning. It's just letting them know.
Well, the pilot's still sitting there, and the hotel's sitting there in Vegas waiting for you and everything. Because you're canceling the game at after the game. It's 9:00 Pacific.
Well, they always say don't make rash decisions when you're mad, but. Not Trotsy, eh?
Never make decisions based on emotion. I tell Deanne that all the time, and I'm surprised I still have a wife, to be honest with you. Never make decisions based on emotions.
So the delivery of the no, we're not going message is a very curious one. I would like to know how that transpired from Trotz saying, fuck these guys. Because maybe he said it in the second period already. If these guys don't pick up their fucking shit and figure it out.
He wouldn't have made that decision after empty net goal in the third or whatever it was.
No.
He saw something in the second. He's like, fuck this, fuck them.
These guys don't have it tonight. They don't have it. They don't have it. I remember
last game. Oh, this is such a deep conversation. Like just, I wish there would, like, if one of these times we would have, like, this would have been a perfect conversation to have your blushing bride and mine as well, sitting here talking, the four of us, what they would have done if we were the schmucks playing for the Nashville Predators, if that came across. Because I would love to hear a woman's perspective on this. Like, it would be remarkable. And just like mumble tonguing this thing. Like, I don't know.
Well, it would be, right? And it'd be one of those times, as a professional athlete, that like you're the man, you're the breadwinner and all this kind of stuff, but then just getting reduced to a 13-year-old boy. Like, why? Well, because we didn't try hard enough. What do you mean you didn't try? So, like, did you try? Well, I've had better games. So you weren't trying. Who else wasn't trying? Who was trying? And then like, and no even pointing fingers to the women. Like, can you believe what these fucking idiots did? They weren't fucking trying because they were so excited to go to U2. And here's the rub. Like, U2 is done. Like, I think Sunday's their last day.
I think it was going to be the last show.
Yeah. And then so it's not like something we can go next week or we can go this summer. But it's nice to see that
I know
that management.
I know exactly what I would have got from Deanne. I've been telling you for years, will you just fucking grow up? Yeah, I know. Like, fuck, I know. That's
you know,
what
they're paying you to do that. Like, why don't you try? Well, you don't understand. And we were excited.
I did, but fuck.
And some days you just don't have it. Well, you know what else we don't have? Fucking front row seats to you too. And now I gotta stay home because you fuckers, it's not worth it for 2 days anymore. No, because you guys are gonna have to get bag skated when you guys.
No, I don't want to watch you play either.
Yeah, like what fun is it? Like, fuck, you guys better fucking win.
So then they go home to their houses in Nashville, sleep in the guest room. Guaranteed. Oh,
I was really looking forward to that Vegas trip, babe.
Fuck. You go downstairs. Don't even think it.
I would like to think there's a little bit more maturity to that, but I'm not saying everybody slept.
Hell, no fury like a woman scorned. Oh,
I don't think there was a lot of baby making that night. That's for sure.
No, New Year's 2000 or there been Christmas babies coming around that for the Nashville Predators. So, no, I like it. It's crazy that the childish shit had to come across, and maybe that'll be a thing for these guys to finally get it. And it's like the old school guy like Trouts would do that. Like, and Brunette's an old school coach. He played in the league when it was tough. Like he did. Like it's one of those things. So you just go, I get it. I get it.
You know what? I'd imagine. Trouts, it might have been Burnett's idea. Who knows, right? Like, I don't know the conversation because Trouts just doesn't come down there and lay down the hammer. He talks to coach. He goes, what the fuck? He goes, they didn't have it. And then I imagine Trouts, he don't give a fuck. He went in there after the locker room. Okay, everybody here, Vegas is canceled. Go, like, get your shit bus. Like, you can keep your shit. Get your wives to get their fucking bags off the bus. We're not going to Vegas tonight.
You wonder what kind of let's not get off it, but you just wonder what kind of a in the future, like 2-3 years down the road, that free agents might go, I'm not fucking hear what they did to those guys, because let's go the other way. Our free agents go, I'm not going to be treated like a fucking child. I ain't fucking playing with it. I'm not going there. Fuck this.
But then what happens in 3 years from now when Nashville, like, I don't know but if they are like a team on the verge, like Vegas is right now, like Colorado is like now, right now, like Edmonton is right now. It's a matter of culture. I get it. Nashville's never won, but they've always been really competitive. They've always been good, always every year, and they've made some deep runs. I wonder if if that's your culture. Like, could you imagine Columbus would way rather have the problem of telling guys they couldn't go to Vegas as opposed to firing their manager, their
coach
GM
before the season started, general manager halfway through, on it goes, and
rebuild after rebuild, and now he has superstars that one's in the league assistance program, and one is getting benched. Like, what problem would you rather have? Like, you going to treat me like a child? Well, fuck, I'm paying you like a man. So, like, I don't know what else I can do. I wish I can take away a Vegas trip, but you guys can't even get your fucking shit together to organize something like this because you're such a fucking group of shitheads. Fuck. Like, could you imagine being a Columbus fan? Like, fuck this.
I couldn't. No, it's an absolute mess, and they just got awarded the Winter Classic game.
They're going to be playing in the Horseshoe. State. Yeah,
and so and why? Because you got a big rink or you got a big building, like that that's got to be. Like, I understand it's for TV and it's for ratings and blah blah.
It's not for TV. It's a reward to the fans.
But Ohio State is a huge fan base, obviously, so people from Ohio State fans will watch that. But I don't think that personally the Columbus Blue Jackets deserve to be playing in that kind of hockey in front of that kind of an audience.
No, and who do you blame? Well, they've had 20 years now, and they can't do it in. I did listen to the 32 thoughts. That Kekalainen actually didn't do a bad job. They were in the playoffs 6 of 8 years he's been there. Like, I didn't even realize that they've been in the playoffs.
That's the most irrelevant franchise in pro sports.
It's up there.
Like, name 3 more irrelevant franchises. Honestly,
the Clippers, the Jaguars, and the Jets.
Like the New York Jets.
The New York Jets, yeah.
No,
but they got New York money. So yeah. Maybe the Titans. I don't know. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Or the Diamondbacks or the Rock. Well, not even the Rockies because they draw, right?
No, that Columbus Blue Jack team's that's irrelevant.
No one gives a fuck.
And they tried. They get decent crowds, but like nobody cares. And they went out and signed Goudreau from Calgary a couple of years ago and everything else, but it's just irrelevant. And they're bad, and they make bad decisions, and there's not a good hockey. Like, it's just irrelevant. Yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy.
It is crazy, but I do think this Kekalainen was trying, but it just wasn't working out for him, and. I don't know, like, sooner or later a guy has to get fired. Like, I get it, you're trying, and like he took some big swings, but
did you happen to see the Vancouver Canucks lost 10-7 today?
Oh no, I didn't.
10-7 in Minnesota.
Holy cow!
There was a couple empty netters in there, but it was still 10-7. Like, oh,
lately, the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of really high numbers in these.
Tampa got beat by Florida 9-2, I think it was. And yeah, there's been some.
Edmonton beat Detroit 8-4 last week.
McDavid got 6 assists or something stupid. And you could have, if you'd have went to Bodog or Bet US or whatever, and because the Oilers lost to the Kings last Saturday, I think it was. Like, they got shut out or lost 3-1, or they got shut out 1-2. That was a no-brainer. McDavid's going to get at least 5 points. Like, there's a no-brainer.
Last week, Buffalo beat the Kings 7-0. Like, Jesus Christ! Do
you worry about, like, if your team gets blown out? Do you worry?
It's just one,
or the reaction of your team when they're getting blown out.
If it's close in the first half of the game and your team is getting bad bounces and then
bad goal here, bad goal.
And then a bad goal here. I understand how, like, I don't want to say give up. I understand how you can't try as hard. But, if it's now the third period and it's 5-0, 6-0, like it might be time to look for some retribution. Okay, it's done. We're not trying hard anymore. If you keep running up the score, like, I'm gonna cheap shot someone. Like, and that's just my competitive nature. Like, when it's don't fucking embarrass me anymore. Like, just let's burn clock and let's go to it. Otherwise, someone might find a check, and then that's frustrating and that's cheap, and that's not my nature, because I bitch about this kind of play all the time.
Might get a CCM to the jibs. I'm not saying a stick, maybe a glove.
Oh yeah, or even, just your calves. I'm gonna whack your fucking calves every time I come by you. Like, they're not gonna call me, but like, you're gonna have a bruise about 8 inches above your fucking skate, because I'm gonna attack the exact same spot every single time.
It's funny you talk about that, how the game's changed like that. I was sitting with Trev Hardy yesterday. He's the athletic trainer for the Hurricanes there. He was in Fort McLeod, proud son of Fort McLeod there, and we were talking about. He said Joel Arnson, a name. He's gonna get him on our show and whatever. But he says Arnson drafted. He goes 20 years ago. He said he would have been a first rounder.
Tough as shit.
Tough, punchy, score some goals, whatever, do one of these things. No, he didn't say 20, he said 30. He said 30 years ago. I was like, oh, yeah, he's one of those guys. I was like, yeah, he goes, he would have been a first rounder. Like, just one of those things, how the game's just changed that much. Like, that guy, he's that kind of a guy, like, not like first overall, but like in the late first.
But there was a place for him in the league. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody wants that kind of a guy. And he's got highly skilled, punch a guy in the face, no, whatever. Yeah. And yeah, and it's funny. It's funny. We talked about this a few times. It's funny how the game wants all these skilled guys, but it's the other guys that win the championships.
Yeah, the guys that are
Right?
able to play tough, right?
Yeah.
Like, you need some of those guys. And, and Toronto found that out, and it was kind of funny with all this shit that went down with O'Reilly. And then who's that guy they signed? Reeves? That was going to be the tough guy.
Right.
And then he was saying how this shit wouldn't have happened if he was on the ice and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and they showed the very next game, Reeves lost his balance and went face first into the boards. And he was off. Like, fuck. So, what is your point, Matt? No one's afraid of you, big man.
Yeah, the game's passed you by, just like it did for me on Dave. We'll call this a segment here, but on
well, that was more father time than the style of play, no?
On Saturday afternoon, there wasn't the puck went into our corner, and there wasn't anybody playing defense. There wasn't anybody within 25, 30 feet of me, and I looked at my shoulder, and said what I was going to do, and I felt my right heel kick up. And I fucking went ass over tea kettle right into the board. Fucking nobody around me. Fucking, I was like, yeah, I'm old and shitty. This is what it is now.
Did you wear your Cooperalls?
Oh yeah, that's a staple, man. Cooperalls.
Yeah, that's your signature.
Those are a staple now, 100%. Because even when I put them on the dressing room, because guys I haven't played with before, they're like, "Where'd you get those, man?" I said, "Top secret shit, man. Top secret shit." So.
1987, buddy.
1987 All-Star game. There you go, kids. Anyways, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, for bigger sports talk and a whole lot more. This segment is brought to you by SeatGeek.com, the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420pod at SeatGeek.com today and save so $20 on your first purchase over there at SeatGeek. Yeah, just fell.
No groove in the ice.
No, I felt my right heel kick up for some reason, and I just went into the board.
Were your skates sharp?
A couple years ago, yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe you should have got them puppies sharpened.
Well, I don't know.
Well, then again, fuck. I'm just be happy you had a stick, or did you have to borrow one?
Well, I have a stick.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Lumber, wood.
It's a different kind of wood. It's a composite of some kind. It didn't cost much money. I'm not spending.
It's not one of these
$300 on a twig. There's no. I think she might have been about 45 or $50 a Canadian Tire.
Attaboy. No, you taper up real good though, eh?
Twice a year. Yeah, there you go.
Are you thinking of going to a game or a concert in the coming days ahead, or do you already have tickets and want to upgrade where you're sitting? It's simple. Go to SeatGeek.com or the SeatGeek app. They have tickets for all sports going on right now, as well as concert tickets to shows throughout North America. And to make things even better, use promo code 1420pod, that's 1420pod, and receive $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's promo code 1420pod at SeatGeek.com or the SeatGeek app.
The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, for bigger sports talk and a whole lot more. This segment is brought to you by Righteous Felon Jerky. Go to righteousfelonjerky.com for all their the best in beef jerky in the land, and save 15% by using promo code BELLYUP at checkout and get some of the best stuff got going there. Dave's had it before. I'm going to make an order very soon here because Dave's down.
I'm going down this weekend. So
I will make an order tomorrow morning when we get off the air tonight, so you can pick up some Righteous Felon Jerky and get it delivered to your door, and you can bring it back to me. Hopefully Jasper doesn't need it on the way back here to sunny southern Alberta. Dave,
keeping in mind, if we could just talk about Righteous Felon for just a second,
100%.
When you order that habanero flavor, it has zip. It has zip. So I don't know how. Zip. Okay, then habanero's your thing. The habanero meat stick and the habanero, and the kid is such a goofball, right? Like he takes we open up the habanero jerky. We're just going through one bag a week. There's just the tester bags. And it's good, but it's not spicy. And then, there it is. And now he's pouring milk and stuff. And it's just, like we just said off air, it's lessons that you got to learn. Don't take big bites to hot stuff. Let it sink in.
Yeah, it's just baby steps. Baby steps. He'll learn. Or he
He'll
won't.
learn.
He'll be me and you 50 years later, whatever. We don't learn.
One more.
One more.
Okay, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. Anyways, Dave, today Mike Trout team got to Angels camp there down in, I think they're in Arizona. But anyways, Mike Trout was speaking to the media, and he didn't rule out maybe making a change. He said he wanted to stay with the Angels. He signed there long-term, wanted something to happen. But he said, I can't foresee the future, and I don't know what that might bring. And then he proceeded to say that he kind of, over the offseason, after they lost Ohtani, he figured that they were going to lose Ohtani. It's just kind of the way that it was all playing out. But he kind of was urging owner Artie Moreno and the GM there to make some moves, because there are still some players available. Blake Snell is still available. Jordan Montgomery is still available on the pitching side of things. And then you have Bellinger still sitting around there not playing. So he's kind of urging the players or the ownership to make a few deals to make their team better. Now, is that... I don't think that Mike Trout's a dumb guy. I think he was saying those things knowing that ownership's not going to, because they never have before. I think that was Mike Trout saying, you know what, if I say this and things don't go well, if we start off 26-36 like they're probably going to, I can say, you know what, thanks, bye, see ya, I'm out.
My first question is how many years does Trout have left?
7.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's I'm not going to say it's untradeable, but it's a lot untradeable, because, you know, he has maybe 3 years of peak.
Well, he didn't play much last year, right?
No. Well, but, you know, we've had that conversation a while ago. Like, as a general rule, he is quite durable. Last year was a bad year. And like over the last 10 years, he's in the top 5 baseball players on the planet. Mm-hmm. Like that's indisputable. When a player says that in baseball, you can't buy a franchise. You can't buy a championship like you used to. And when I say like, you know, it's always been a bit of a coin flip whether it's going to work or not, and you can do whatever you can to do it. But you also need a lot of homegrown talent. And then when Mike Trout is walking around the facility last year and this year, like, who are these young pieces coming up? I don't know. I've never done a deep dive into baseball because it's just too much. When he says something like that, I think it's saying, like, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't care if we sign every free agent for every dollar. We're still not going to fucking win, because you do need a certain core of the team. You can't replace every position every year. Like, you need some young.
You can't go and spend $700 million in one season on payroll. You just can't.
No,
like you can't have 5 Garrett Coles pitching for you. You can't have this guy, that guy. You can't have Soto playing, on and on it goes. Like, you can't have everybody. Like, it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, like, are we going to trade the next 50 first-round picks for Garrett Cole? Like, you just simply can't do it. And so when these pitchers are available and whatever, like, okay, so there we go. Now we got 20 quality starts because we have Blake Snell. Yeah. But then there's still another 142 starts. Like, who's taking those? Because Ohtani's done, and when he went down, they fucking suck. Like, it seems to me like the Angels, with their free agent signings, didn't really hit it out of the park. They traded away prospects for, no, we're still in it, even though Ohtani's probably going. They made that in it. Yeah, they made that token effort, and we kind of mocked them for it. What was that? What was that? Like, I don't know. I don't know how you can trust your owner. Well, you can trust your owner to the tune of $560 million or whatever he's signed Mike Trout to, right? Like, he's.
Well, and Trout owned it. He said, he goes, if I was healthier, our team would have been better last year. Like, he said that. But my take on it, I think that by him saying today, you know what, we could probably be better. We could probably do a few things. And if we get this guy, there's still some free agents out there. To me, that's saying if ownership doesn't do something, I'm leaving. And by leaving, I mean leaving early. He's open for discussion. But like you said, David, you can't trade that. You can't trade that deal because why would you trade Mike Trout and still have to pay half his salary? If your team's going to get worse, why in your right mind would Artie Moreno or any owner trade a player that's on the decline? Not the decline yet, but you know what I mean, like the decline.
Yeah, it's not getting better.
As you get older, you decline. So
and he's making just as much money. Yeah, go ahead.
So why would I trade a guy that I can't sell his T-shirt for anymore? Why would I trade this guy? Trout's stuck. To me, he's stuck. He's in a situation where his Hall of Fame plaque isn't going to have World Series champion on it. Unless he's a DH when he's 38 years old playing for the Houston Astros.
Yeah, kind of like, he's on his path to Albert Pujols, right? Like you made your money bet and you're laying in it, right? Like you're sleeping on stacks of $100 bills, but you don't have that ring. And is that ring, like when you signed that, were promises made to you that we are going to try better and we are going to try and get you that ring before you retired? I don't know. He's the one that signed for it, and like we always say, when all those zeros are sitting on a piece of paper, and all you have to do to get all those zeros is put your name on the dotted line, fucking right, you're gonna sign it. Now maybe that he was thinking when he was younger, we'll figure it out. We got a good thing here, and then it didn't pan out for him, and now he's at the realization. Like, fuck, I just saw a phenom come here, play side by side with him for 4 or 5 years, and now he's playing for the Dodgers, and I'm
going to watch him win a World Series down I-15 or whatever the fuck road is, and I'm not.
He's a lot closer to a World Series ring than I am, and he's going to get more money at the end of the thing. So it's not like I did this for money now either, right? So, like, what was my thing, and good for him to be upfront and honest, but what do you do with that kind of fucking financial baggage you're carrying with him? Like he's awesome, but what do you do? What do you do?
I just like, you look back at these guys sign these long-term deals, and you sign them because it's guaranteed money too. That's a big thing compared to what the NFL is that you sign it. It's generational changing money, right? It's not like he's making enough to pay the mortgage for your house, your parents' house, and your buddy's house. It's not buying a couple of cars over at fucking the dealership down the road.
Your grandkids are set.
Like your grandkids are set if you invest properly and everything else. It might be, but then you look back like, okay, but fuck, man, and you're not going to say no. But when your career's over. Like if Mike Trout, if he was to get injured tomorrow in spring training, which might happen because it seems to kind of happen with him, and then he's just done. Rich beyond belief, would have been rich beyond belief playing anywhere, but signing those long-term deals, I don't know, man. Like it. Yeah, you want that guaranteed dough. I get it. Like I would rather have the money, 100%.
But he did this 2 times, right? He signed a $250 million contract, and then he signed a $700 million contract or something like that. Like it was gross.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact terms, but like he re-upped with Anaheim, and then when he re-upped with Anaheim, I think we discussed it 2-3 years ago that like he's okay with getting paid and not winning. And it's kind of refreshing to see him get in front of a camera right now and say, you know what? I might not be okay with not winning anymore. And what do you do? Like,
well, and that's just it. So now I actually think I like what he said today, just like you just said there, Dave. I like what he said today. So now the pressure's on Anaheim or the Angels, what we call them the Angels, I can't remember what they're fucking called week to week. I like that he put the pressure on the Angels, saying, "Okay, dude, I'm here. We have 2 years left when I'm at peak, and because all of a sudden I'll be 34, 35, and then you're done. You're done."
Yeah, for sure. Like, I still might be productive at the plate. I'm still going to put up, but I'm not going to be a Gold Glove center fielder anymore. Those days are really, like, they're right there in the rearview mirror. Yeah. Like, I don't even know if he's a Gold Glover anymore.
I like the way he put the Angels on watch. I think it was great. Like, I'm not a Trout guy, because I think just the way that contract kind of hamstrung. And how he never really said anything before. He hasn't been a player since 2014.
I think this was the first time I ever heard his voice was today. Yes.
Today. And so it's the first time he put the Angels on watch a little bit and saying, you know what, like, I kind of want to win. And this is the first time I've ever heard him say, I want to win. And it's going to be interesting to see how they play it all out. But is there any financial clout to do it? Like, what do you do?
What do you do?
Like they play in a tough division. Like they're not better than the fucking World Series champions last year in Texas. Not better than the Astros. The only team that's better in that division is the fucking Oakland A's.
Well, in Seattle,
they're not better than Seattle.
No, that's like, so they're looking at maybe, like, if they have a good year, maybe third in their division.
Not a wild card team,
right? Astros, Texas, Seattle. That's their division, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not a wild card team.
I don't think so. Or it's Oakland. So is there 5 in the AL West? Yeah. So it's so Oakland's the bottom. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
So right now, on the 19th day of February, we've already said that the California Angels, Anaheim Angels, are not making the playoffs, and that's not fucking groundbreaking news.
No. We're not prognosticators.
So once again, fucking Mike Trout is not making the playoffs.
Just watching, right? Putting together another All-Star season, and just whatever.
I think he set himself up today by the comments he made was the smartest move he's made in his career by saying, "I hope we do this. I hope we do this," and then I'm not. I can't see the future. That set himself up by saying, there's a good chance I'm leaving at some point this year. I thought it was a brilliant move. Brilliant move by him, in my opinion.
So I just looked it up. He signed his newest contract, and it went into effect in 2019. It'll last till 2030. So we got 6 more years
of doing nothing.
Of $35 million a year. $35.45 million per year.
He might be the biggest poster boy of be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it.
Yeah.
Like in all sports.
Yeah, but
and it's not on him. It's not on him.
In baseball,
because somebody offers me fucking $50, I'll take it.
Yeah,
right?
And he's delivering, right? Like, he's giving them exactly what they paid for.
Yeah.
But in baseball, like, what do you do, right? Like, I'm only one guy. I mean, I
can't pitch.
I can't pitch.
I only hit once every 9 at-bats.
And then just having Ohtani hitting behind him or in front of him in the lineup means he got so many more pitches to see. Like, what happens when he doesn't have protection in the lineup?
Put him on base.
Yeah, and there you go. Like, so his on-base percentage is going to go through the roof, but his numbers are going to go down. It's baseball's obviously a team sport, but like, it's so individualistic, and it doesn't matter.
Accolades, 100%.
Right, and especially if you're a hitter, it really depends who else you have there on the lineup. Because if you don't have protection, if you don't have anyone on base,
you can't get RBIs when no one's on base.
Nope.
Well, you get one maybe.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's the same swing. That's one RBI.
But you're only hitting 45 a year.
Yeah, maybe. 1 to 4 RBI.
How many guys hit 45 in the season? Not many.
Yeah, not many. right? And you know how many guys, you know, like these guys, like I don't know how many RBI did Aaron Judge have in his 62 run home run season?
I should know this, but I don't. But yeah,
no, I would be surprised if it was more than 130. So that means that's over half of those are solo shots. Big fucking whoop. That's only one run, right?
Yeah, it's like a dunk. It's like a dunk in basketball.
Oh. There you go. A solo shot.
Mike Tarness, a guy does a spin 360 dunk in basketball. Oh, right on, 2 points. Right on.
Hey, Big Mike, take the skates this weekend?
No, he's injury bound, but he was there having a good time. He was there.
I'm glad he was. I always like a Mike Tarness appearance. He's a good guy.
No, Dave, it's February 19th, 2024. What's your percentage thoughts, 14-20 guarantee that Mike Trout finishes the season with the Anaheim Angels?
100%.
Really?
100%. Huh. Who's gonna take on what did I just say? Who's gonna take on 6 years at $35 million?
He'll be traded twice before it's all done.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think your comparison to Pujols is spot on. I think he plays for 2 more teams before it's all said and done.
Yeah, and then the Angels eat some.
Man, I have to.
Well, someone's going to have
to. Then why do you, like I said earlier on, why am I going to eat contract? Like we didn't win with them, so why what am I doing?
You know, at least you're putting asses in the seats, right? So, yeah, it's. I would say not this year. He's still too expensive. Maybe
it's going to be awkward.
It is going to be awkward, and then maybe he'll retire. Like fuck, you know what's the difference of retiring with $470 million or 375? Fuck.
Question 2: is Mike Trout retired before his contract runs out, or is he traded before his contract runs out?
For sure, traded before his contract runs out. Even though that's going to get a little dicey, right? Like lifelong Angel, but you know, St. Louis. Like I think Pujols is the best. Even though Trout is a better all-around baseball player than Pujols, I can play fucking first base. It ain't no big deal. I can't hit. I can't.
Well, you hope your first baseman can hit.
You're right? But you know, Trout with multiple MVPs, he's a difference maker, and like he's not going to be able. It's clear he's not going to be able to play center field for much longer.
No.
So he's going to be, which means DH first base. You're not going to put him at third base.
Like Harper, right?
Yeah, you don't put a 34-year-old at fucking third base.
When it's all said, last one, and this is going to be clickbait, obviously, but who's had a better career? If both are retired today, Bryce Harper or Mike Trout?
Oh, Mike Trout by far. By far. He's done this for 15 years now already. Well, 13. And you know, and I'm a Bryce Harper hater. So no, Bryce Harper. Yeah,
we'll discuss this in the All-Star break.
Yeah, and we're just the pitchers and catchers.
Harper's had a hell of a career.
Yeah, but he's also 7 years younger.
Okay, we'll talk about that later on. Dave, let's end tonight with that fun show so far. Jeez, we got a lot of out of nothing. Kind of like what the rest of our entire conversation for our life has been. There's a lot out of nothing. Not a lot of stuff between the ears, but a lot going on. But
what are those two talking about? Nothing, but they've been going at it for an hour and a half.
And yeah, same conversations over and over. These are different ones. It's a fun show night. Dave, we always we have a Thursday. Who is better? We switch things up, and then you had what's the new one? The
Party Visit Vacation.
Party Visit Vacation, which I quite like. And
that's what we have tonight.
We have a Party Visit Vacation, part 3. Party Visit Vacation. I got to find an opening for that. Party Visit Vacation. Here by righteousfelon.com. Go to righteousfelon.com and save 15% off the best in craft jerky over there, and by using promo code BELLYUP at righteousfelon.com. Party visit, vacation. What do you got, Dave?
Well, these ones, the people, the names I'm gonna list are like our vintage and older. In fact, there might only be one R vintage, but nonetheless, I'm bringing this into the hockey world. I'm bringing this into the hockey commentary world. You could party with one guy for one night. You could visit with one guy for one night, or you can go on a vacation with one guy.
Yeah.
Elliot Friedman, Kelly Rudy, Ron McLean.
Oh, fuck. You know, I used to be a big McLean guy, and this has nothing to do with woke, but he's kind of getting a bit old. So, and it's just like, okay, in the heart of the nation, like it's just, okay, yeah, you wear a sweater, Mr. Rogers, I get it, fuck, whatever. So I'm probably going to have an afternoon, because he still likes to tip beers back and forth here and there. So I'm probably going to visit Ron McLean. Not that he's a bad dude. He's.
Oh no! I have utmost respect for all three of these.
Yeah, he's just kind of at that point in his career where it's like, and like he doesn't mind.
He's getting a bit granddaddy,
and he's like he's Mr. Rogers, and yeah, fuck whatever. So I'm going to visit Ron McLean. The next two are pretty tough because I think that Kelly Rudy from Medicine Hat, Alberta, and Elliot Friedman don't mind getting down. And so, but which one do you want to talk to for a longer period of time? Because if you're going to party and vacation is two separate things, obviously. Like a 3-day vacation, going to wherever you're going to go. I think I would vacation with Rudy for the simple reason that Friedman might get sick of himself and sick of me after one night. He's like, okay, I'm good. Like he'll get down and say, fuck it, I'm good. Like fucking fuck off and stay fucked off. We had a good time. I'm good. I might say the same thing to him. Like, because when you don't know somebody and you have and you get rocking and rolling and whatnot, the next morning it's a little bit awkward sometimes. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're okay, yeah. But Friedman would be a great party for a night because he wakes up and his hair's askew and he's on 32 Thoughts. He don't give a fuck. But I think he would tell me the same way I would tell him to, like, fuck off. Like, I'm good. Like, I would avoid him. I would avoid him the next morning. Does that make sense?
I do hear what you're saying, and I have it in the same order, but for a little bit different reasons.
And then with Rudy, because he's a good time. So the first night you're talking about the old times. The second night you're having a nice dinner. The third night you're getting into her. So I think Rudy would be more of a long-term vacation. So I'm going Ron McLean visit. I'm going Elliot Friedman party. And I'm going Kelly Rudy vacation.
I have the exact same way. Like, and maybe a couple years ago, I would say bring Ron McLean on the vacation. But as like it's not preachy. It's just he's becoming now like kind of a poet laureate. Everything has to just weave perfectly, right. and you're a cunning linguist. You are, Ron. Like, so it's good. We get it, and your knowledge is expansive. But I'm not in university. I don't want to fucking lecture. I just
all right, dude. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Elliot for the party because Elliot. I think he's the best hockey reporter out there, like with the ear to the ground and the insider. And if you go on vacation with him, he can't leave without his fucking phone. He's going to have to be on it. Yeah. And that would be a little distracting as well. Even though I think one night with him getting into it and just listening to him. Kelly Rudy of these three is the only one that actually played in the NHL.
That's true.
And he also played with Gretzky. He played with Gretzky in LA when they went to the Stanley Cup. to hear stories that fucker has to say from Medicine Hat, Alberta. So like, we don't have something in common aside from our province, and that's
I lived there
something.
for a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. And Kelly Rudy, even though he is, I think he's fairly straight laced, and he's a contributor, and I never really liked him as a player, but I've come to really appreciate what he has to offer. I think if you get him relaxed and get a couple bottles of wine down,
he likes his wine. I've seen him on some different things. He doesn't mind that.
I think you can have a nice, relaxed conversation that's going to say, what was it really like to be in LA with
and
Nicholson?
That's the thing with Rudy, I think, because as we get a little bit older too, like you might on a 3-night vacation on a fucking whatever cruise or whatever it might be, you might get into the first night talking about the Medicine Hat days back, because he played in the Western League back when the Western League was the Western League, right? And so you have that conversation. Have a good night, and then the next night two might.
Once you start to get comfortable, right?
Night two might, when you get into her, talking about the
what was it like?
What was it like? Days, right? In the LA and NHL. And then night three, a nice dinner, and then talking about hockey, just stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be Rudy would be a good vacation guy.
I completely agree, because he
would turn his phone off, and Friedman, like you said, he'd be always going, because that's his job.
That's his job, and that's what he's known for, and that's what he's good at. So like, it would be unfair to even ask him to turn it off.
It'd be unfair to me to invite to have him in my presence, to be honest with you. To he's always on his phone.
Yeah. Well,
really, like, we're kind of a big deal. No.
Well, I try to turn it off. Yes, it is. It's. Sorry, my mind went sidetracked, but I think I have utmost respect for all three of these guys,
mm-hmm.
and then to have the opportunity to hang out with a former NHLer who I kind of respect, who I respect what he's doing now on the panel side of things. He calls games even now too, so I imagine he's really. Today. Yeah, like he's tight with players and everything. He knows what's going on. He ain't no dummy. Red Deer, Alberta, I think, isn't that where he hangs his hat these days, or he lives in Calgary?
I don't know.
Speaking of which, I think it's next week, or I don't know the day. We're gonna have to talk about Mika Kiprusoff's Jagger's jersey retirement. That's what I forgot to write down. Wasn't that
Thursday?
That was cool.
Great.
Yeah, no, and good for them. We'll talk about it on Thursday.
Jagger's one of the top, and I think for some reason, I don't know what it is, Dave. I don't know why, but people forget about how great Jagger was. Like,
it's because he was playing against Gretzky and Lemieux, right?
But did he stick around too long with different teams? Like, okay, fuck yeah. He played with 14 different, not 14, but you know what I mean. Like,
I think it was. I want to say 7.
At least.
Pittsburgh, Philly,
Rangers, Calgary,
Capitals.
Oh, I forgot he was there.
Yeah, the Capitals. Did he play for Florida for a cup of coffee too?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if we want to talk about it on Thursday, I'm not even going to look it up. We'll talk about it on Thursday. But
we'll do it Thursday.
That was nice, and we can talk about him. We can talk about Yags for about
easy a top 10 player ever.
I agree. And iconic. Everybody knows who Jagger. More people know who Jagger are than Yari Curry. Curry. Oh, that was Gretzky's running mate.
Gretzky's teammate.
Yeah. Whereas Yags made a career of his own.
No, he was great. No, Jesus fuck. And then that story, he got caught in bed with some woman and her husband, and he's like, "Okay,
I don't fucking care. Here, let me give me the picture. I'll retweet it. You fucking loser. I'm not cheating on anyone. Go fuck yourself. Right.
Yeah, just play hockey.
and screw guys girlfriends.
That you asked me to do, so whatever.
All right.
Anyways, anything else today, Dave?
Nope, that's all I got for tonight. I'm sorry, I was late on that.
Fun. No, that was a fun show. We had a lot of laughs. It didn't create any problems. Solved a few. I think we did. No, it was fun. We had a lot of laughs.
Yeah, I don't think we got controversial tonight. We'll save that for Thursdays.
Don't put in a lackluster effort when a trip to Vegas is on the line.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Got to answer your wife.
Yeah, eggs in the basket, right? Like a bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. And they left it in the bush.
I said what Deanne would have said to me about growing up. What would Kaylee have said to you?
Really? Well, you know what? This reeks of a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. I don't know the way Cheryl. I'm rewatching it from season 1 because it's just a thing I do. Some of those early episodes are hilarious, where Larry's just fucking around and like he did the no. It's so funny the conversations Larry has to have with his wife on those early episodes because he's such a fucking moron. And it's just, really, why can't she just be nice? What am I supposed to do? She had this here and I wanted it here. Like, why can't she just move it there? What does it matter? Like, what does it matter? Like, why aren't you guys trying hard? Like, who's not trying hard? Were you trying hard? Like, it's just like, fuck, sweetheart, I'm sorry, we're not going. Like, I don't know. My mind just goes poof when I think of all the excuses you have to give. Sometimes.
Man, I couldn't. If I was the cause of that, because I was a goalie. If I and that, like, whoever fucking Nashville's goalie is, he must be feeling like the worst. Like, was this because of me? Like,
or unless he got hung out to dry.
Like, oh fuck it. Like I know I'm not very good, but because I'm old goalie guy, right? Like, oh yeah, I know I'm shitty, but I hope I didn't ruin everybody's vacation and things and stuff. And fuck.
Could you imagine being the backup goalie's wife?
Nothing to do with anything.
I had nothing to do with it. Well, why didn't you open the door better? Why didn't you give him shit?
Even the backup goalie's like, dude, like I had nothing to do with this at all. Like, fuck. I'm the backup goalie.
Not my fault.
Like, I'm the backup goalie. Fault. I haven't played 10 games this year. Like, fuck.
Go yell at the E-Bug.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here, and this guy's been fucking getting lit up. He's fucking copper tone in the back of his neck for fucking lit up so bad. And I'm sitting here, so now me and my wife don't get that trip to fucking Vegas, and I might not even have a contract next year.
If there's anyone who has nothing to do with this, it's
the backup
me.
Goalie. Yeah, it ain't me. So if you're yelling at me, you go yell at him.
Who do you want to talk to?
Yeah, like, talk to him.
Here's my phone.
I haven't played since fucking January.
Yeah, here's my phone. You fucking phone up everybody. Who's so and so? Oh Jesus! You weren't supposed to ask about that. You were just supposed to see the team names.
Yeah. Anyways, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 beer sports, talking a whole lot more. Take care of yourself. More importantly, take care of yourself, C.G. Brown. Keep your stick on the ice. And what else, David?
Don't swing at high pitches, Jim. And you know what? You've been knocking it out of the park, Jim. He laid down celebration on our last one too. Right up. You're so fucking awesome, Jim. Keep doing you, buddy. Keep punching, Jimmy.
Keep punching. We'll keep playing all day. This is a fun show. I just think it's a fun show.
Yeah, we did. There was nothing good. Well, there's always stuff good to talk about. We just got to find it.
Just make it up between our ears and go from there.
Well, that's kind of what we do sometimes too, but that's why you guys are here.
Have a good night, folks. We'll talk to you on Thursday night.
Good night, everybody. Keep punching, Jimmy.
There we go.